not just having your circle, but having the motivation to stay strong. Everyone's gonna have their up days, their down days, but it does not mean that you lose hope also.
Opinions shared by the guests of the show are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of the host, Buying Waves, or the Brain Injury Network. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carrie, a stroke survivor and a member of Bind.
And I'm Brittany. I'm a TBI survivor and member of Vine. Today we're joined by an amazing stroke survivor, Shalini Aggarwal, who is redefining what recovery and resilience look like. Her journey hasn't been easy, but through determination and courage, she continues to push forward and inspire others along the way. We're excited to hear her story and the lessons she's learned throughout it all. So tell us about yourself.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. We're excited to have you here today.
Well, it is a pleasure and honor just to be on board. So I actually came. So Jess came across. I came across this platform through Jess because I was part of Rehab Without Walls
Oh, okay.
in 2024,
Awesome.
and I actually had an ischemic stroke that impacted my middle cerebral artery on the right side, so impacting language, speech, whole right side, plus um, math skills too. But definitely come a long way, like you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Um, so can you take us back to the moment? And then we all kind of have that when the brain injury happened. Do you remember when it happened? What was happening?
All I know is that my husband, so I was actually back in Dallas, in Allen, Texas, and my husband was trying to wake me up that morning around 9 a.m. I'm an early bird. I'm normally up by 6:30 a.m. So I actually went to the restroom around 5:30 in the morning. Everything was fine. Then my husband tried to wake me up, and I could not wake up at all. And then I ended up having a um, I couldn't like feel anything on my right side. So he ended up calling my dad and my siblings who are all who are all doctors, and they said go ahead and call 911, and then we will take the next flight to come there because they were in like all parts of USA.
Okay.
So he called 911, and then he called his mom, who works close by, and I did not have any feeling on my whole right side, so having to be taken to medical city Plano. Um, I remember being in the ambulance, which was a scary feeling because it was not something we would all imagine.
No, right? It's not fun.
Yeah. So I remember being escorted to Medical City Plano, where I was there for about 2.5 weeks. So I was on a feeding tube, learning how to move my toes, my feet, and then having to be fed, along with bathing in a special shower
Mm-hmm.
area. So that's what I remember.
Yeah. Okay. So that yeah, I mean everyone kind of like I remember everything. I had a hemorrhagic stroke, so it was a little different. But yeah, like I knew I was having a stroke, and I just was waiting for my dad to come inside because he was in the back mowing. So I was just waiting for him to come in for him to call 911. And I went to Medical City Plano too, and because I'm not far from Plano, and you're not far from Plano. That is the stroke hospital to go to. That is the number one stroke hospital to go to. So we were lucky
Wow.
that we got to go there. But yeah, I remember everything up until about getting in the ambulance, and then I think they probably gave me something because that's when things got fuzzy. I remember bits and pieces after that, but yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I was
So
then transferred from there to Baylor Scott White for 1 month. And I actually remember my doctors,
Oh, that's cool.
my therapist as well. I actually still keep in touch with them.
That's it. Were you at Baylor Scott and White, downtown Dallas or Frisco, or do you remember which one you went to?
Actually, Baylor Scott White in downtown Dallas.
Okay, so Big Baylor. I don't know why we
Big
call it
Baylor and
that.
my siblings, sorry, my cousins, they actually came to visit me and help me out as well. And then when a few of my best friends who are PTs and OTs, they actually drove in from Houston that time and actually started doing physical therapy and occupational therapy on me on the side.
That's cool.
um,
Yes.
what were some of your biggest challenges you faced in the early days of recovery, both physically and emotionally?
I would say being able to just understand where I am, like what happened and why did it happen to someone like us. So being able to know like how do we comprehend this, understanding like okay, all the medications that we would have to take. Um, I was actually pretty bad with my medications before the stroke, and then now I've been so on top of it. But being able to understand, like having to move my toes, having to like retrain the brain, I had no idea what to expect. I had a whole family of doctors coming from all over to help with soothing, being caring, understanding the types of treatments. Also, my husband was there, his family was there, so they were all like okay, let's make sure she's okay. But honestly, inside, I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. So how long ago was your stroke?
So my stroke happened on July 12th, 2023.
Okay.
And this July will be 3 years.
Okay. So you're doing really well for 3 years in. I don't think I was
Thank
doing
you.
that great yet. Um, so do you remember? Was there a turning point in your recovery where like you felt that shift in your mindset or your progress, where you kind of knew things were gonna be okay? And
I felt so from being I would say from being in the wheelchair, I didn't know what to expect. So I felt my turning point. Honestly, I felt my turning point happen. I would say in Medical City Plano. So I'm sorry, in Baylor Scott White, and then when I was being transferred here to Houston for different programs, but having a chance to, I feel my turning point was, I think, through every rehab program, along with being able to work with the other brain injury survivors.
sure,
I think it's more like making friends along the way to understand like what everyone's going through. Because even though my parents, my siblings, my husband who's in IT, they don't understand that what's going on unless like someone else is going through it.
no, I mean we say that
Yeah.
all the time that no one gets a brain injured like another brain injury. So and that's great
Mm-hmm.
that you're a part of rehab without walls, so you get that same kind of connection that we get here being in the clubhouse with other survivors. So So you're in Houston now?
Yes, I
Okay.
have been here, but I've been, but so I'm, yes, been back here in Houston since September 2023.
Okay.
Mm. So, how has your stroke changed your identity or how you see yourself now?
I see it as a way of like, being able. We don't let it. I don't let it define me. I see it as an achievement where I can help other places or even other brain injury survivors or where we help each other out too, along with even though I have limitations, I'm able to still like continue going further.
I love hearing that. So, unfortunately, like we say this too. Unfortunately, we all remember like what we used to be like before the stroke. So, like, what did you do before the stroke?
So before the stroke, oh my god, I was actually in Bollywood classes. I used to do Bollywood dancing. I would actually travel the world. So from going to Antarctica to Punta Cana to Cayman Islands to Canada. I also hosted. So my one of my best friend from sorry one of my best friends from high school. He's actually a pastry chef. So I would host his gala nights for years, and his pastry activities, and we would actually. I also attend Indian doctors events, so called API, where we meet other doctors in medical field along with their uh, along with their staff. So I do many things. So we could say like I'm the jack of all trades.
Okay.
So I have my own business where I do skincare and cosmetics on side. So I would actually promote it back in high school, and I still have that business along with doing Notary Public and then managing a medical practice here in Houston. And I do staffing where I have my own medical staffing company.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
So you're
cool.
busy.
So being able to still attend weddings also. We had so many family weddings, and then I was actually one of the spokesperson along with being a being a performer, along with hosting dance shows too.
Okay.
And plus, so I'm sorry,
No, you're okay.
plus we have our Indian. Um, it's called Aggarwal Association of America, where I would host camp lock-ins, or even events at the different schools, or even rock gym, or we would go to Camp Choe also.
I know that camp.
Um, yes. Plus, I would. Oh my God, what was another thing? Actually, had a chance to. Oh my God. Oh yeah, there's an event called Hindu Viva, where I would host a lot of networking events for other Indians, or even like Americans, like just any religion, to meet other like-minded people, and where they get to know each other, and just get a chance to go on a date. So I did that for over 17 years,
Oh wow.
and I learned that technique from my dad, where I would go and meet other guys in different parts of the U.S. and go on dates with them until I met my husband.
Fun.
So, with your recovery, I know your recovery journey is still going on because we're always recovering every single day. But how was
Hmm.
your recovery?
Recovery has been great. It's been a challenge from being in the wheelchair
Excuse me.
for over a year and a half, um, and then relearning. I was in the challenge program at Tier Memorial Herman back in September 2023. Had a team full of doctors. Had to get laser done in my right eye, along with having I was yeah I'm sorry I was part of um, the outpatient program then at Tier Memorial Herman, along with like my parents put a shower. They completely changed all of upstairs. So I've been living with my parents here near the medical center, and they've been living at the same house for over like I would say like 20 years.
Okay.
And before that was West University, and then before that was Baytown. So I mean, and they have an elevator for my grandparents and my grandma before she passed away in 2010. So I've been able to use that every now and then. I carry my own my own things upstairs, and then being able to shower on my own with grab bars. So um, so from being in the outpatient programs at Tier Kirby Glen, and then so meeting new patients, and I actually still keep in touch with them.
That's
We
good.
actually have dinners together, being able to go out, and then FaceTime as well. I still keep in touch with a lot of my other best friends from middle school, high school, college, and and then on the side, I actually had a private PT OT who came to the house on weekends. I would say from October onwards, October 2023 until December of last year. And she would come weekends or on weekdays. And then I even had a private lady who would come and learn how to do massages on me. And my parents would take me to Oasis in Chinatown for deep tissue massage.
Nice.
So being able to just feel stuff on my right side.
That's good. I'm going to take a quick little break and just remind our listeners to go ahead and click that like button, that subscribe button, that notify button, any little button that says thumbs up. Go ahead and click it and keep on listening. I know you've talked a lot about family and friends and other medical professionals, so it sounds like you have had a really good support system throughout your recovery as well.
Yes.
What do you think is like the biggest role they've played for you in your recovery?
I would say, just being able to just come and just be my support system. Like calling me, talking on the phone, or just, just calling to see how you're doing, or even my parents helping to take me to my doctor's appointments when I don't understand half the stuff, along with other family members from my mom's side, my dad's side, and my husband's side. So now, like, he would always make sure that I'm taken care of financially, and then anytime I have other special appointment, then he would come from Aubrey, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how do you stay motivated on the hard days when progress feels slow or frustrating?
Oh man, during those hard days, I say I look back at my old videos from when I was in the hospital, or even from different programs that I was part of, and I see that okay, where I was from that time to now, how what has done something different for me. So and then I'm actually a reader, so I've been reading motivational books for almost like 13 14 years. So just like reading a good motivational book, reading a few pages a day, listening to a TED talk also, and then even just going out for a walk.
That's good. So thinking about it now, I mean, like Brittany mentioned a minute ago, you're still fairly new, and I know it's hard to say, but if you think about maybe what is some advice or tips for our listeners that you would have liked to have heard earlier on in your recovery that maybe would have been helpful?
I would say make sure you have a great support system who will be there for you, because not everybody has a group of friends, family, support circle who can always be there, because everyone's going through their own challenges. And you never know who's there for you. And then being able to have somebody by your side, and then even having a just having guidance where even though you're not able to comprehend sometimes, but having somebody else like help take care of those things for you.
So, is there anything we didn't ask that you feel is important to share?
um I know, actually, I do want to say that you leave everything up to God, have faith, and then being able to not just having your circle, but having the motivation to stay strong. Everyone's gonna have their up days, their down days, but it does not mean that you lose hope also.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, definitely. Recovery is lifelong, so we're lucky enough to be alive to have lifelong to keep recovering, is what I say. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
A long journey.
Yeah.
um, so, thank you, Shalini, for sharing your stroke experience. And you are on the road to reliving your life. So, that's good. So, thank you so much for coming on to our podcast and sharing.
Yes, thank you
Of
so much.
course.
And we also want to thank our listeners for listening. And remember, you can find all our new episodes on all your favorite platforms, wherever that may be, as well as YouTube if you want to watch us. So, thank you again for listening. Until next time.
Until next time.
We hope you've enjoyed listening to Bindwaves and continue to support Brain Injury Network and our nonprofit mission. We support brain injury survivors as they reconnect into life, the community, and the workplace. And we couldn't do that without great listeners like you. We appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to click the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button on YouTube. And follow us on Instagram at Bindwaves and Brain Injury Network on Facebook. You can email us at bindwaves@thebind.org or go to our website, bindwaves.org, or call us at 972-769-2463. Please continue watching. Until next time.